wake up now.
Look, I can't catch the kid. Oh, that's it. Listen, you got to change your style. You got to be a little more aggressive now. No, you can't. You just can't get in there quick for Christ's sake. The longer the fight goes, the better to be for you.
You're showing that. Come on.
Come on, you got to get out there and throw some punches. It's like going through the motions. Ain't no different. You miss, don't worry about it. You're your own worst enemy.
Watching Gardner here is clearly discouraged. He's mad at himself. He's just frustrated. Yeah, he's
frustration, and as you said, it's really dejection, and I think he just said it all. He said to Goody Petronelli, I can't touch the kid. And that's as telling as it comes. And the fight is being taken out of him. Because when you stop believing you can win, it's a matter of time, and Gardner doesn't believe he can.
Well, he has no answers. That was his best left hand right there, and nothing happened.
And now his shots look really straight, isn't it? And he's putting something behind it. Dawson taking him on the gloves and now turning Gardner and making him look awkward. And it was Gardner running into punches here as we're in the 7th.
See, Gardner, a lot more experience at the distance, but that doesn't mean that he has the power to erase a deficit on the scorecard.
You got to work, Chad. Come on.
No knockdown. Come here, let me get your gloves. Let me get your gloves. All right. Box.
Ian Gardner with his right hand. Takes a left from Dawson. Gardner fighting like he just doesn't want to be here. Another right hand from Dawson as he chases down Gardner. Gardner coming back with nothing. It's Gardner just can't hold Chad Dawson off him.
Off the rope.
Desperation left hand from Ian Gardner.
That punch landed, Nick. He's landed some left hands. It's just he doesn't have the clout. It's that simple.
But what about Dawson's firepower? Is it a question of he's not hitting Gardner because flush because Gardner's always on the move? Or how great a whack does he look to have?
He's much heavier-handed than Gardner. Of course, he's much bigger. There's no surprise there. I think he can punch, but it's very hard to hit Gardner flush with one big shot.
Gardner has been hit more than I've seen him in most fights. Gardner coming back with a little burst, but it's Dawson plowing forward. Don't forget, Steve, Dawson's got really quick hands as well, and moves very well. And Gardner with his hands low, not answering that flurry from Dawson. That's round 7 comes to an end here in New Haven. We remind you that more young prospects on the way on Shobox in 2 weeks.
On Shobox, the new generation.
1, 2, 3, 4.
For today's hungriest young fighters, it all comes down to one moment.
You gotta do the work.
That is why you spar.
Both hands.
That is why you sweat.
2 more.
That is why you work till it hurts. Now the moment is here.
When undefeated southpaw Robert Guerrero faces Gamaliel Diaz in a 12-round featherweight bout. Also undefeated Paul Williams takes on Alfonso Sanchez on Shobox, the new generation. Friday, December 2nd at 11 p.m. Eastern and Pacific, only on Showtime.
You don't have to look for me yet. So, get out there and start banging with this guy, will you? Back him up a little bit.
When you get your punches off, you're looking good. Keep that up, okay?
You're not doing it.
You're going to catch this kid. Just bring your hand back.
What's going on? The longer we go to Worcester, you don't have to look for me. Wait in front of you.
Well, Steve, you're scoring a fight. You know, clean, effective punching is most of it, and that belongs to Dawson. But I've always thought that Ian Gardner, what he does best, at least counts minimally on the scorecards, is his mental focus and his ability to control action with skills other than really punching. But it's ring generalship, and it really hasn't been evident after the first round here in New Haven.
Dawson too big, too strong, and too composed. That's been a key.
Oh, I wouldn't be smiling now. But again, as you've said, frustration. Dawson doing everything right to you, or is there anything that's you see any holes in his game?
Yeah, I see something that's kind of strange. You can see the feet. Look at Dawson's lead right foot. He doesn't point his toe at his opponent. It's the strangest thing. I saw it on tape in a couple of the other fights. The Garcia fight, the Carl Daniels fight. He fights with his feet virtually parallel, and that makes it very hard for him to throw a straight left hand. You can see the foot there.
And to get any leverage behind it.
Yeah, when there's a little distance between them, you'll see that his lead right foot, the toe is pointed.
That's a knockdown.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Looking at his family in the
keep going?
in the crowd.
All right, let's do it.
He says he wants to keep going. That was not some hellacious knockdown. Gardner apparently not really too stung. He didn't really have his bell rung in that, but he has nothing, no answer, Steve.
Yeah, very similar to the 3 knockdowns he suffered against Arthur Abraham. None of them were really clean shots. He was just tired and discouraged in that fight as well. It's starting to. That was low.
Come on, no, stay right there.
Hey, it's okay, come on.
All right, let's go. Keep him up, Chad. Keep him up.
That was pretty telling, even after that knockdown, which again was not devastating, that Mike Ortega asked Ian Gardner if he wanted to continue.
Well, Gardner's never shown any quit, win or lose.
Gardner sort of reeling around the ring,
Let him out. Step back.
talking to his opponent.
Step back. Relax. Don't hold him. Don't hold him.
Dawson got cute and got clocked with a counter from Gardner, who's coming on now, trying to go for it. You may as well. It's easy for me to say. I wouldn't want to get knocked out, but at least he's trying again.
You know, it's not going to work, because when he comes forward, he's just wide open. Gardner doesn't have a good sense of distance.
Well, he's just getting overwhelmed here.
One of the reasons Dawson is a much, much better offensive fighter, he does have a sense of distance.
There you go. Come on, come on, come on. Take a deep breath. Don't look up there. Come on, take a deep breath. Ian, will you look over here? Yeah. Put it on. What's happening?
In round 8, it got worse for Ian Gardner. Well, Chad Dawson almost sends him through the ropes there, and when Gardner comes back in with his head, he goes down. A devastating knockdown, no, but a knockdown, yes. And Gardner, same thing happened in the Arthur Abraham fight in Germany. Gardner has lost his balance. Has to hold to get through the remainder of the round there.
Well, Steve, he was fatigued in that fight, knocked down 3 times and still went the distance. But you got to start at least questioning a little bit, what I do, that Chad Dawson doesn't finish this guy off. I know that he's elusive, but it's really target practice. There's very little coming back. Gardner's lost much of his legs, and now it's Ian Gardner right in front of us as he'll hop back. And
No knockdown.
no knockdown. No knockdown.
I'm dizzy.
No knockdown. Here he goes.
I wish I could do that. Not fall through the ropes, but get up the way he did. I couldn't do that in another life, Steve. Ian Gardner back on his feet. No knockdown.
Well, that was the highlight for Gardner. The breakdancing.
There it is. Showing shots from Dawson. I think he really should go for it, Steve. That's my opinion. I think you finish big.
Well, Dawson's been very measured in his approach.
Oh, I think he's been too cautious myself. when you talked about patience, but look, Gardner's not even fighting now. You climb all over him. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't fully agree. I can understand it. He's walking his man down. He's going after him. Gardner is still moving, so it's not as if he's just sitting there waiting to be knocked out.
Oh, but look, he was right in front of Gardner and just failing to unload. But you could disagree completely, Steve. That's okay.
And you know what? He may still stop him. Gardner's legs don't look very good, Nick.
Yeah, I think it's important that he does. Exactly. I don't think he's moving like he was. He's out of the fight. He's just mentally out of it. Has no answers.
Gardner hurt there, huh?
Yeah, he should just come get him now. And he's going for it. Yeah, Gardner looks really beat. Really beat. Still enough to land a little stiff left hand. Now just arm punches as Gardner squared up dangerously. And here comes Dawson trying to close in here. And he finished the job. Half minute to go here in the ninth, scheduled for 12. Dawson just waiting, looking for openings and not really creating any or just blasting through. I don't think he's been hurt at all by Ian Gardner. Do you, Steve?
No, not at all.
Should be nothing to deter him, it seems. At least Gardner fighting with some fire here as we close out the ninth.
Next round coming up. Here you go. Take a breath. Take a deep breath. Come on, Gardner. Come on. Ian, I'm not going to pull any punches on you. Need a knockout to win. The 10th round coming up, all right? Don't get too discouraged. You need a knockout to win. What are you